your country W105 is KWMW Maljamar.
The #1 country station.
Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Enjoy the perfect getaway for the whole family at their premier mountain resort, where you'll create memories that will last a lifetime. For more information, visit innofthemountaingods.com.
All right, let's do this.
And welcome in to the MTD Hobbs Mayor Forum with your host, Blake Ovar.
And welcome to the Hobbs Mayor Forum. We randomly got to select who was going to go first, and you guys weren't here when we did that. So it's going to be Jonathan, you're going to go first because you got that chair.
All righty.
And then we're going to go to Dwayne and then Joe, and we'll alternate on each question. All right, so very first, before we get started, Kevin B is going to have the timer for all the questions.
That's pretty good. Thank you for that.
So he's pretty good at that. And before we ask the first question, please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Jonathan Senna. I was raised in Hobbs, and I'm a pastor, an associate pastor at Kingsgate Church, served as a city and county commissioner, married to Valeria, have 3 kids, and I love Hobbs.
My name is Roy Dwayne Pinnock. I have lived in Hobbs most of all my life except for my military time. And I'm married to Joanne Pinnock. We have 6 kids, 7 grandchildren, and I have served as a Purple Heart combat veteran. I'm a local business owner. I've also served as your city commissioner. Thank you.
I'm Joe Umbrielli. I own Rig Outfitters and Scrub Outfitters. I've been in Hobbs for about 15 years now. Absolutely love this community, and single, no kids, so I'll have plenty of time to spend as being mayor.
There you go.
Right.
This campaign has, you guys have done these a few times, but we had a few questions that we wanted to ask. And so, Jonathan, we're going to let you start with the very first question. I'm going to go ahead and hit mics off on each one when we do it so that you know. The very first question this evening is, crime in Hobbs is a problem. What specifically will you do as mayor to address the crime problem in Hobbs?
I'm done with excuses. Hobbs deserves the peace of mind we grew up with. Kids on bikes, neighbors on porches, and businesses open late without worry. The people who know how to get us there are the men and women sworn to keep us safe. As your next mayor, I will work hand in hand with our police officers and first responders because they see the patterns, they know the hot spots, and they carry the burden when policy falls short. Together with our Heroes in Blue community leaders and faith partners, we'll rebuild community pride and get tough on crime at every level. So here's how we do that. Fully staff the Hobbs Police Department and get proactive patrols back in our neighborhoods. Target repeat offenders and slam the door on drug houses and abandoned properties that attract trouble. Tear them down or clean them up. Expand school resource officer coverage in our schools and safe routes so parents can have peace of mind. Create neighborhood and business watch networks that support the Hobbs Police Department, share intel, and get quick responses. And we must back our officers with the training and equipment that they need to win the daily fight. From better radios to modern report tools that put them on the street, not stuck behind a desk. My standard is simple. If a policy keeps families safe and criminals uncomfortable, we're doing it. If it doesn't, it's gone.
All right. Now, Dwayne, same question to you. Crime in Hobbs is a problem. What specifically will you do to address the crime problem in Hobbs?
Well said, Jonathan. I agree with you on all those fronts. Public safety is the #1 thing we are charged with as elected officials, and I take it very seriously. As a former military police officer and as a former Hobbs firefighter and as your current city commissioner, I have worked hand in hand with these issues. My plan is fourfold. I would like to work hard to fully staff and support the Hobbs Police Department, hire a highly motivated police chief who has a proven record to lead. I want to see that done within our own department if possible. If not, we can look outside the department. I always want to look within our department first. Give our men and women the opportunity. Strengthen our community policing, as Jonathan said, get more officers out there and visible, more of them on our streets and in our communities, and we need more school resource officers, and I work hard to do that. We need to strengthen community policing, tougher penalties on crime. We don't hold criminals near to the level of what they should be held accountable for. I personally have been robbed 9 times in less than 2 years. I found one of my trailers at somebody's house. Nothing was done about it. No arrest, no nothing. All I could do was take it home, and I think that's unfortunate. And we need to invest in prevention, partnership programs, addiction services, mental health response teams. We are currently working on that for the mental health part of it, and we are looking to put on 1 staff member currently in the city of Hobbs. And that's my plan pretty much in a nutshell.
Very good. Joe, same question. Crime in Hobbs is a problem. What specifically will you do?
Just like Dwayne, I've been a victim myself. I have almost 25 police reports in the last 2 years. Not one has ever been prosecuted. Crime is the number one issue I hear from people every single day in my store. Folks are tired of break-ins, theft, and feeling unsafe. As mayor, my first priority will be to rebuild trust and accountability in law enforcement. We have to support our officers with the tools, training, and leadership they need, but also hold everyone accountable to the same standard. I will work closely with the new police chief and city manager to make public safety our top focus, not just another talking point. We also have to address the root causes, repeat offenders, and catch and release problem. I'll push for our state legislators for tougher laws, better coordination with our DA's office so criminals aren't right back on the street. The people of Hobbs deserve to feel safe again, and that starts with real leadership focused on results.
All right. So that gets us through the first question. We have about 7 or 8. Here we go. And you guys all got these ahead of time, just so everybody knows that you guys got these. Dwayne, I'm going to go to you next. The Hobbs Police, which we just all talked about, is at record low staffing levels. Some have said morale in the department is also low. So how will you work with other commissioners to direct the city manager in raising morale and filling the vacant positions?
Well, as a former military police officer and former military, I know that morale is very important in all your operations in any paramilitary organization. I have fought for the raises of our police and fire department, and I have and will continue to do so. That is one reason I have received a full endorsement from the Hobbs Fire Department, and I would like to build trust between the leaderships and the rank and file. I personally believe that we have to get information from the rank and file because they're the ones that see the problems firsthand. I personally call near every person who leaves the police department and ask if I can interview them, and the most thing I hear from anybody is, for one, I hear they're unsafe. They feel like they have the proper backup, and in a bad situation. I was told that one night there was 3 officers on shift, the next night there was 4. And that's totally unacceptable because we're not giving them the proper backup that they need. And we need to build trust between our leadership, our city administration, and the rank and file to build our morale and move forward in these problems that we face. And also need to streamline the hiring process. I think the hiring process in many cases takes so long that they have already found other jobs by the time that we are ready to hire. And a lot of times we hire them, we put them through rookie school and their police training. They stay there 2 years and they go to another department. And so we pay for all their training, but they leave us for other departments because of lack of support. I believe we have some of the best tools in New Mexico. We give them, our equipment is top notch, but we also need to always make sure that they have that. I'd like to start with a real strong hiring campaign. We got to get the word out there. And we need to get the word out there into other cities so that we are hiring officers from other departments that want to come here that are already successful and don't have problems. And we need to do the same thing with our police chief.
All right. Very good. Joe, the Hobbs department is at record low staffings. How would you direct the city manager along with your fellow commissioners to solve that problem and fill the positions?
Yeah, I know how hard it is to hire and retain good people. I face the same challenges in my own business. The key is leadership, communication, and appreciation. The city needs to make sure our officers feel valued and supported. This means listening to them, improving working conditions, and rebuilding morale from the top down. I would also work with the city manager and commissioners to evaluate pay, incentives, and training opportunities to make HPD one of the best places to work in New Mexico. A strong leader in the chief's role, someone who motivates, coaches, and sets clear standards. will make officers proud to wear the badge again. When officers feel respected and the public sees results, morale and staffing will both improve.
Very good. Jonathan, again, the Hobbs Police Department is at record low staffing levels. Some have said morale in the department is low. How will you work with other commissioners and the city manager to raise that and fill vacant positions?
Well, as we all know this up here. We don't fix morale with slogans. We fix it with support that's real, support you can feel. First, I'll sit with the current brave men and women protecting our streets and start with one question. What do you need to be effective tomorrow morning? Then we deliver. Training slots secured, equipment upgraded, and a hiring pipeline that rewards commitment. We'll streamline the hiring process so qualified candidates can receive fast-tracked conditional offers. We'll remove bottlenecks in human resources. We'll build a predictable pay and step plan, including transparent pathways to increase rank so officers see a career, not a revolving door. Most importantly, we'll recruit from right here in Hobbs. Local policing is the best pathway forward. Officers who live here, raise their families here, and already understand our people and our problems. I'll work with churches, schools, and community leaders to identify recruits and support them through the academy. At the same time, we'll welcome and integrate experienced officers who want to serve in a city that backs the badge. Inside the department, we'll prioritize field time over paperwork, predictable schedules over burnout, and visible leadership. Command staff in the field weekly and City Hall president roll call. When officers feel seen and supported, they stay. They recruit their friends, and they deliver the safety our families deserve. When I was a city commissioner for almost 9 years, we had a 5-year contract with the union. Why? Because we had a level of trust. It was trust built between them and City Hall. We did it before. We can do it again. Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to go to Joe. This is your chance to do the first one, and that is litter in Hobbs is a problem. From plastic bags to people throwing things out of their truck window. What specifically can be done, and what specifically would you do to help stop the litter problem in Hobbs?
Yeah, we all see it. Plastic bags, trash blowing down the street. It hurts our city image and pride. I believe it takes both enforcement and community involvement. I push for stricter enforcement of littering violations, but also lead regular community cleanup events in the partnership with schools, churches, and local businesses. When people take ownership of where they live, things change. I'd like to see more public education, maybe even a youth program that rewards civic pride. A cleaner Hobbs isn't just about looks, it's about showing we care for our city and each other.
All right. And then, so Jonathan, it's going to come back around to you. Litter in Hobbs is a problem. From plastic bags to people throwing things out of their truck window. What specifically can be done, and what specifically will you do to help stop the litter problem in Hobbs?
Clean streets are more than cosmetic. They're proof of who we are. Keeping Hobbs beautiful is an extension of community pride, and it's a guardrail against bigger problems. We're going to attack this from 3 angles: enforce, equip, and involve. Enforce. We'll enforce existing litter and illegal dumping laws consistently. That means focusing on uncovered loads and repeat dump sites with real consequences. Equip. We'll put the right tools in the street, more covered bins where they're needed, cameras at chronic hotspots, and weekend code patrols that hit the places everybody knows are being missed. Involve. We'll launch an adopt-a-block program for churches, teams, and businesses. The city can supply bags, gloves, and pickups while neighbors take pride in their stretch of street. Once a month, we'll run a Clean in 30 blitz, 30 minutes citywide, coordinated on social and at schools so our kids help lead the standard. New Mexico is the most beautiful state in the union. I'm a native New Mexican. My family's been here for hundreds of years. This is my home. I love New Mexico. It's a beautiful place. Hobbs should reflect all of that every single day. We'll keep our streets clean of trash and crime, and we'll do it together because this is our home. We're proud of it.
And Dwayne, the same question. Litter in Hobbs is a problem. From plastic bags to people throwing things out of their truck window. What specifically can be done, and what specifically will you do to help stop the litter problem in Hobbs?
This is a very important issue to me. Matter of fact, when we go somewhere, my wife asked me to quit pointing out weeds and trash and broken sidewalks and busted gutters because it's a big problem that we need to address. So I have five items that I like to talk about. One is it's clean and safe city, district cleanup initiatives, tougher enforcement, hire local landscape companies, and amend regulation. Under clean cities and safer cities, boost personal morale, pride, and support economic growth and development with investors. We will bring more people to Hobbs if we live in a city that's well maintained, well taken care of, because we have people come here all the time, from medical health physicians to mental health physicians to professionals of all levels. And then they stay here a few years and then they leave. I feel like it's way more than weeds and trash. I feel like it's pride in our community, and I will continue to fight to get that taken care of. City District Cleanup Initiative, I started that. And now we've done over 30 district cleanups alone in the city of Hobbs since that initiative was started. We picked up tons and tons of trash. We need to keep that process going and keep that project on the top of our list for cleanup. Hire local landscape companies. Our Park and Recs department is so understaffed right now that I have reached out to several landscaping companies, and we now have hired one that is taking care of our roadsides. That frees up our people to take care of parks and recs and our cemeteries. I want to make tougher enforcement, hold local businesses accountable for landscaping. It makes Hobbs look awful when they don't take care of their properties. Amend regulations, stop giving multiple warnings month after month, and start writing tickets to repeat offenders. I believe we're going to take care of this through strong leadership moving forward, and I'll lead the charge.
There you go. Now, before we go forward with the next question, I do want to say to our listening audience, if we have time permitting at the end, we will take text questions. You can text them anytime now through then. And if we have time, we will get to some of those as well. And that number is 877-396-9105. 877-396-9105. Jonathan, you're going to be back to going first here on this one.
Yes, sir.
Population numbers in Hobbs put it as the fifth or sixth biggest city in New Mexico. Yet it lacks many of the businesses that other cities attract. What private business experience do you have, and how will you use that to attract new businesses to Hobbs?
Well, I've served as a youth pastor and associate pastor for many years, and I'm proud of my work in the schools and the community. I have an accounting degree from University of the Southwest and a master's in business administration from Eastern New Mexico University. I was elected 3 times to the Hobbs City Commission and 2 times to the Lee County Commission. And I have a solid track record of supporting businesses and working with the Economic Development Corporation, the Hobbs Chamber of Commerce, and the Hobbs Hispano Chamber of Commerce. And that's why dozens of business owners are supporting me in this election, because businesses choose certainty. So what are we going to do? We're going to make Hobbs the easiest city in New Mexico to open, expand, and hire, without forgetting the hometown shops that built us. My approach is simple. 1 counter, 1 checklist, 1 timeline. We'll fast-track permits for compliant projects, publish clear standards so the rules don't change midway through, and coordinate utilities and inspections so, quote, hurry up and wait becomes a thing of the past. When we attract new companies, we'll insist they integrate into our community, not just profit from it. Incentives will be tied to jobs for Hobbs residents, internships for our students, and training pipelines in partnership with our schools, such as CTEC or the New Mexico Junior College. We'll protect the small businesses that make Hobbs Hobbs. Transparent fees, fair enforcement, downtown improvements that uplift the foundation of our city, and a, quote, buy local purchasing bias at City Hall whenever it's lawful and cost effective. Build local, buy local, be local. That's how we grow opportunity without losing who we are.
Well said.
Dwayne, population numbers in Hobbs put it again at the 5th or 6th biggest city in New Mexico. Yet it lacks many of those businesses that some of those other cities attract. What private business experience do you have, and how will you use that to attract new businesses to Hobbs?
Thank you, Jonathan. That was a fantastic answer as well. I've been a local business owner here in Hobbs for over 30 years. I've had to make payroll, make budgets. I've created over hundreds of jobs in Hobbs. I have built 4 businesses from the ground up. I know what it means to build. I know what it means to go in early and work late to get the job done. I have heard my opponents saying that Hobbs is not like running a business, and I beg to differ. It's exactly like running a business. It's the largest business in Hobbs, matter of fact. You have payroll, taxes, employees, budgets, benefits, retirement programs. Matter of fact, it's like running a corporation. You have a voting board. So I'd like to respectfully disagree with that. I'd like to reinvest in the LEADA funds. I'm actually the one who brought it to the table about investing in small businesses. I believe if we invest in our small businesses, we create jobs. Our retail tax is our number 1 tax base in Hobbs right now, since we lost our oil field tax through House Bill 6, and I think it's very important that we follow that forward. Small and business incentives are very important, but when it was written up, it come down. It had a $1.5 million cap on it, so I'd like to take that down to a $50,000 cap so that small businesses can qualify. We've only had 3 businesses qualify at that kind of cap. I'd like to start new marketing strategies. That's a hard one. Strategies for Hobbs. Excuse me. Hobbs should be a magnet for all new industries, from small businesses to large businesses. We'd like to get big box stores. We'd like to get Amazon. We'd like to get all those are very important to grow our gross receipts tax. But I'd also like to our building department. I work with them on a daily basis, sometimes weekly basis. It's so hard to get permits and to build. We've had big companies like Hawkins Group pull out because of all the requirements that Hobbs put on them. So they pulled out and said that they felt hostage by trying to build here in Hobbs. We lost over 300,000 square foot of retail space. So I'd like to continue on and promote growth within our economy through businesses.
Very good. Joe, to you, same thing. Population numbers in Hobbs put it as the 5th or 6th biggest city in New Mexico, yet it lacks many of the businesses other cities attract. What private business experience do you have, and how will you use that to attract new businesses to Hobbs?
Well, before opening my businesses here, I was a project manager responsible for finding new store locations nationwide. I know exactly what companies look for. Hobbs has made it hard for businesses to open. Too many front-loaded costs, regulations, and crime's a concern too. As mayor, I would work to streamline that process, cut red tape, make Hobbs more business-friendly. I would personally reach out to companies and developers, promote our workforce, and show that Hobbs is ready to grow. We can't just wait for businesses to come. We have to invite them, support them, and prove that we're serious about growth.
Very good. Dwayne, it is your turn to go first this time.
Oh, it's only been me once.
I want to rotate through everybody so everybody gets that opportunity to go front and back. Many say there is not enough entertainment for youth in the area, so they go elsewhere or they move away when they get old enough. How, as mayor, would you solve this problem?
Well, I disagree with that statement. There is many, many things here for our youth to do. And you know, I've looked into answering that question. But we have the teen center. We have tennis courts. We have the core, which has a huge indoor soccer field. We have a huge indoor basketball area, and also we have weightlifting. We have a lap swimming pool. We have a water park. We have a gymnasium in there. And we have the teen center. I would like to look at extending the teen center, maybe bringing in a bigger skate park or maybe a bicycle park or something of that nature. But there's so much to do here, and I think it's so easy to say there's nothing to do here, but you have to get out and find it, and it has to be things that kids want to do. So I'd like to capitalize on some of the things they like, maybe hold a forum on and asking what would people like to see come here. You know, I'm no longer a youth, so that stuff is not pertinent to me. But I do want to make Hobbs a place where we keep our youth. You know, we need to make Hobbs, through training and opportunities, a place that youth wants to stay and raise their families. You know, I would like to partner with CTEC and a internship with the city, because we have electrical, plumbing, we have all different areas in the city that we could train them in, and then actually when they graduate, we would have people to fill these vacancies that we have now. So it would be a positive for both teams and for the city of Hobbs and for other businesses that can't find employees as well. So that's kind of what I like to do, but I'm up for any advice on it and any guidance on it from anybody. So thank you.
All right. Joe, same question to you. Many say there is not enough entertainment for youth in the area, so they go elsewhere or they move away when they're old enough. How would you, as mayor, help solve this problem?
I was just actually talking to somebody about another business to start, which would be indoor batting cages and softball cages for the kids, because we don't have anything like that here. And with all the leagues that are going on, I think it'd be great for the kids. Our young people are the future of Hobbs, and too many feel there's nothing for them to do. I'd like to see more partnerships with the local schools, private investors, and organizations to develop safe recreation areas, youth centers, and affordable events. We can look at creative ways to bring in family entertainment options like sports complexes, community festivals, and small venue concerts, giving people a reason to stay, giving them opportunity, activities, and pride in their hometown.
All right. And Jonathan, many say there is not enough entertainment for youth in the area, so they go elsewhere or move away when they're old enough. How would you, as mayor, solve this problem?
Well, as a city commissioner and county commissioner, I worked hard on this issue. As a city commissioner, we built the core. I was on that committee for 4 years. We got that done. The East Sanger baseball fields renovations, splash pads all over Hobbs. We renovated Ocotillo to become the Rockwind Community Links, along with adding the First Tee program. This program helped get kids off the streets, learning golf, and connects them to college scholarships. As a county commissioner, we began the $53 million renovation of the event center that will bring more concerts and events to Hobbs. Having said that, I do hear the frustration about there being nothing to do, but I also see hope. See, at its core, the question is about belonging. Hobbs must be the place our kids can't wait to come back to. A clean, safe, prosperous town stamped on their hearts. And we'll get there by pairing safety and cleanliness with real reasons to gather and grow. We'll expand year-round rec and youth leagues, light the fields, and keep facilities open when families actually need them, after work and on weekends. We'll partner with employers to build trades and tech pathways, paid internships like we started with the county that connect young people to job opportunities. And that's what helped me also when I worked for U.S. Senator Pete Domenici. Paid internships in energy, logistics, and healthcare, so young people can see a future here that pays and has purpose. We'll refresh our public hangout, skate and court upgrades, themed nights at the library and the core, and weekend tournaments that bring in teams and dollars. And we'll brand Hobbs the right way. Family nights, festivals, faith community partnerships, and partnering with the Maddox Foundation that showcase who we are. We'll work on Heiser Park. That needs to happen. We need to work out at Taylor Ranch. I was on the commission when we purchased that land. You see, when a city is safe, clean, and buzzing, people don't just stay. They invite their friends to build a life here too.
All right. Now, Joe, you, I think, are on the hot spot again to start this one. And for those listening, I do want to reiterate, if we have time, please text in a question that you have for the mayor's candidates. 877-396-9105. No guarantee we get to all of them, but if we do have time, we will read some of those as well. 877-396-9105. If you could make a wish list of 5 things, Joe, you would like to accomplish as mayor, what would those be, and how will you work to accomplish them?
Number one, probably reduce crime and make Hobbs safe again. Attract new retailers and businesses, restore transparency and trust in local government, clean up and beautify our city, invest in youth programs and community pride. I accomplish these by working as a team with the city manager, police department, and local partners, listening, being transparent, and focusing on results and not politics.
Okay. Jonathan, back to you around here. If you could make a wish list of 5 things you would like to accomplish as mayor, what would those be and how will you work to accomplish them?
Number one, safer roads. Pave by need, not by who you know. Publish the paving and striping schedule online. Fix drainage and utilities before we repave so we're not ripping up fresh asphalt. And hold contractors to deadlines, quality, and budget. Number two, safer streets. Fully staff the Hobbs Police Department. Focus on repeat offenders and hit drug houses and abandoned properties that attract trouble. Expand the school resource officer coverage and neighborhood business watch for faster intel and response. Number three, better opportunities for businesses and employees. Fast track permits, one counter coordination, clear rules, and incentives that require local hiring and training when possible. Support homegrown shops with fair fees and practical help. Number four, a cleaner community. Enforce litter laws, weekend code patrols. I even like the idea of working with local businesses. I agree. That's why I'm trying to win this race, Dwayne, so I can work with you, okay? Uh, monitor the hot spots and mobilize Adopt a Block and monthly Clean in 30 efforts that make Pride visible. Number five, make progress felt everywhere. Equity in the basics, safety, streets, cleanliness in every part of Hobbs, measured with public dashboards and quality progress check-ins so you can see what's done and what's next. How we'll deliver zero-based budgeting so every dollar earns its keep. Public dashboards so you can hold us accountable, and weekly coordination between City Hall, Hobbs Police Department, Utility Department, General Services Departments, and community partners so that plans don't die on a whiteboard.
Dwayne,
Well said.
if you could make a wish list of 5 things you would like to accomplish as mayor, what would those be and how will you work to accomplish them?
Well, first and foremost, I believe we're charged with public safety, so I would like to fully staff our police department. I know we've already spoke about that, and all other departments within the city, so we can maintain Hobbs where it's a more aesthetically pleasing place that we can have pride in our community. Give our employees a place to work that supports them and stands behind them, and the proper tools to be successful in Hobbs. You know, a lot of times that's one of the things we lack. But I personally called departments, asked them what they need. Recently, we only had one street sweeper that was doing all the streets in Hobbs, so I called the road department. And in 3 weeks, I got 2 street sweepers on the way. One of them was already in action. But infrastructure, of course, is very important. Better roads, better sewer line replacement, drainage, repair. I got a cotton mouth like you wouldn't believe. Repair broken sidewalks and things like that. That to me is an eyesore in this city. And if we could take care of those problems, then I think people would have more pride here. And citywide beautification incentives. I said we had to clean our city up, as I've stated many times. I know my wife thinks I'm a broken record when it comes to cleaning up the city, but I believe it's much more than just cleaning up the city, guys. I believe it's putting pride back in our community. And I know I've said that several times, but I think it all starts with pride in our community, where people can have a place that they want to open businesses, you know. And the building incentive program is on my big wish list. I want to make it where local businesses can thrive here. I want the people of Hobbs to feel like they can shop local and keep their tax dollars local, because that's what's going to get Hobbs back on track since we've lost our oil field tax through House Bill 6. I believe this would be at the heart of a better, stronger city that would encourage growth and encourage development within Hobbs. This will help us keep doctors, mental health physicians, and other professionals as well. But that's pretty much it for me. I mean, there's a whole long laundry list, but I'm running out of time.
All right. It happens. We have plenty of time left, so we still got a few more questions here so far. Jonathan, what are the 3 biggest accomplishments of your life?
My greatest accomplishments aren't titles, and they're not elections, and they're not trophies. They're my family, and it's my faith. My kids, Camila, Benjamin, and Santiago, whom my wife and I have raised right here in Hobbs, they're my pride and joy. And they're not concerned about who wins next Tuesday night. My little boy Benjamin wants me to play with him and go down the slide. My little girl wants me to read with her and help her win the next reading contest before she goes to bed. And Santiago, who's about to turn 1, he just wants me to hold him and give him his bottle. They just want to be with me, and they want to be with my wife. That's my first and greatest. My second is my marriage to my beautiful wife, Valeria. Somehow convincing my beautiful wife to walk through life by my side, it grounds me. And the most important is my close relationship with God. It keeps me steady, it keeps me humble, and it keeps me grateful. And for me, those aren't talking points. They're my compass. They guide how I'll lead with conviction, with compassion, and a clear sense of right and wrong.
Dwayne, what are the 3 biggest accomplishments of your life?
I think this is a great question, Blake. First and foremost, as Jonathan, my family. My family is my biggest, and that's my legacy. I have 6 kids and 7 grandchildren, and I raised them all to be successful. And I no longer have little ones at home like John, but I'm so proud that all my kids are successful business owners and hard workers. So that alone is probably my biggest success. And they're my greatest pride. They're the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing, actually, to serve this city and to serve this country. And they're my motivation. My wife stands behind me in every decision I make. Well, not every decision. She corrects me quite often. But I probably need that. But second is my service to this country. As a U.S. Army Purple Heart combat veteran, I'm proud to have served. I'm proud to be a part of what makes Hobbs and America free. I'm proud what it means to keep our constitutional rights free, and I'll stand strong on each and every one of those without fail or failure. And the Veterans Medical Clinic brought to Hobbs. Now we serve over 900 local veterans, and before I got that, I teamed with the Trump administration, as you know, and got that to Hobbs. It was a team effort with them. And also with bringing a Veterans Memorial here to Hobbs. I designed and got that developed in my first term. Third is my business and community work, building local businesses, creating jobs, and bringing historical projects to Hobbs like the Veterans Medical Center and the Veterans Memorial Park. Those are a lasting contribution that I'm proud of. Those experiences have shaped my leadership, service, sacrifice, and action to this state, to the city, and to this country. And that's what I'll be bringing to the mayor's office, should the people trust me and elect me as their next mayor.
And Joe, what are the 3 biggest accomplishments of your life?
First, building 2 successful local businesses from the ground up, Rig Outfitters and Home Store and Scrub Outfitters, that now employ local residents and serve our community every day. Second, keeping my employees working through the toughest times, including during COVID. When I promised I would not let anyone go, I kept my promise. And third, giving back through local sponsorships, donations, supporting causes that makes Hobbs stronger. Those experiences shape who I am, and someone who keeps his word, works hard, and cares deeply about this community. Last, I had an experience today. I was invited to go to the Head Start and read to the kids today. Let me tell you what a special experience that was for me. I mean, it was incredible. These kids were just amazing. And when I was reading to them and they were so loving, it gave me more energy for their future, to do what's right for their future. But the facility was so nice. I mean, I'm going to start supporting the Head Start program. I mean, these people were amazing today. The kids were amazing. But it really meant a lot to me that they invited me and was able to spend time with the kids today.
Very good. Now, that's all the questions I sent y'all. I've had a few that we've had sent in. I have a few that I've written down as we go. I think Kevin probably has 1 or 2 over there too, and we'll go with that. But this question kind of sums it up from a couple of texters, actually. Win, lose, regardless of the election's outcome, how do you plan to stay involved and continue contributing to our community? Jonathan, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, like we're starting all over again. So that's the question. How do you plan to stay involved and continue contributing to our community?
You're saying if I lost?
Win or lose?
Win or lose? We'll win. We're going to continue working with people, partnering with the Maddox Foundation, partnering with churches, working with the city commissioners, pulling ideas. The best ideas should always move forward. So should I win, we're going to continue doing that. My job will be to serve the people of Hobbs, to represent them, and to move forward on the issues that matter most. Public safety, working on safer roads and drainage, and then working to make sure we have a diverse economy, supporting oil and gas, advocating for them here, advocating for them in Santa Fe and Washington. I'm a bridge builder. I'll continue to do that. I'll continue to work with people. I'll continue to find ways for common ground. You know, we're all Republicans here. People ask. I know it's a nonpartisan race, but it is what it is. Many years ago, when I got on the city commission, I began working with Carl Mackey. Carl Mackey was not a Republican, but he and I began working together. We began traveling together and working on the issues that matter most. And what we found was we're both Hobbsans. We're both Christians. We both care about infrastructure. We both care about making Hobbs safer and better opportunities for people. I'm here to work for Republicans, Democrats, and independents because they all want a better life. They want better health care. They want good jobs. They want to be safe when they go to parks. They want a better life for their kids than they ever had, and I'm going to continue to work for that. Now, as a mayor, I will work to make you proud. When you see me in newspaper, social media, you're going to be proud of what you see. We might agree or disagree on any one issue, but I'm going to work hard for you, no matter what your political affiliation is. And should I not win, should I lose, I will support these guys. You have my word publicly. They'll have my prayers, my support. I'll continue working as a pastor, supporting their work in the community, supporting initiatives that are a blessing and initiatives that help everybody.
Dwayne, same question to you. Win or lose, regardless of the election's outcome, how do you plan to stay involved and continue contributing to our community?
Man, how do you follow this guy? He is so well spoken, and I appreciate Jonathan for his answer. You know, if I win, I will lead with strength and honor, integrity, with open door policy, and I will work hard with the citizens of Hobbs to create a Hobbs that they can be proud of. I will work with our fire and police to give them all the tools they need to be successful. I'll look at fully staffed in our police department, fully staffed in our fire department. Our parks department is low. We almost have vacancies in almost every department, and that's a real big issue to me for us to be able to provide a service to the community. And if I win, I'll make you proud. You won't see a commissioner that is lazy or complacent. And I have proved that through my work in the community and through my work as a veteran. I'm a hard worker. I find solutions to problems. And from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. As a matter of fact, it's been that way through this whole campaign. I live it and I dream it. Matter of fact, I wish I could get it off my mind just a little bit because there's so much that needs to be done and so much that needs to be said. But we just have to have strong leadership. I feel like we have to have experience in the mayor's position to guide this city, and I feel like I uniquely bring that to the city. And I'm not saying that my opponents don't, because they're both great gentlemen as well, and I respect both of them very much. But should I lose, I will support whoever wins, whichever these gentlemen win. I'll support them wholeheartedly. I'll work hand in hand with them to bring the needs of the citizens to them and to see what we can't do to get them taken care of. You know, I'm not a public speaker, but I'm a hard worker. I love this town. I love this country. One thing that keeps me in Hobbs is the people. We have some of the best people, the best friends here that you could ever ask for. And I will lead through honesty and transparency. And thank you for the question.
Joe, same question. Win or lose, regardless of the election's outcome, how do you plan to stay involved and continue contributing to our community?
First of all, just to let everybody know, all three of us get along here. We respect each other. We all get along. We talk to each other. So anybody out there thinks we don't, we do. I mean, we really get along with each other, and we text each other, so we do get along. I'll just continue doing what I'm doing, you know, with the sponsorships of the local, you know, sports teams or any charity event that I can get in, any Hobbs cleanup events that you guys are doing. I'm always out there. So I'll just continue doing that, you know. And now that, you know, I was invited to Head Start, I'll probably be doing a lot more with the Head Start program because it melted my heart today. But I'll continue doing the same thing I've been doing, you know, since I've been here.
All right. I'm going to pull this one next. It's going to be, how will you work with conflicting ideas among the local government to follow through with your plans to make Hobbs better? And Dwayne, we're going to start with you. How will you work with conflicting ideas amongst local government to follow through with your plans to make Hobbs better?
Okay, when you say local government, you talking about state level government, or you talking about local here in the city of Hobbs?
I think probably county, city,
Okay.
and state, probably.
Well, I think it's very important that we have partnerships here in Hobbs. We work very well together, from the county commission to the city commission to all these nonprofits. We all work well together. But the way you get things done is through diplomacy and speaking and trying to work out problems collectively, not having actual discrepancies that we argue about or fuss about. I think as grown men and grown women, we have the ability to get to the root of these issues, and we've done it in the past, and we'll do it again, because building true leadership isn't about being the hook and bull, sort of say. It's about working well with others and supporting each other, and that's my goal. I don't have all the answers, Blake. I'm not I don't have a crystal ball. Only thing I can do is lead with my heart and put the hard work into it, and work with anybody who disagrees with me with respect and dignity and honor. And I'll continue to do that. All of our commission works well together. Normally, that's what our agendas are for. If we have an agenda, we discuss it in the agenda, and we don't leave there making any decisions, but we leave there with a common goal to make City of Hobbs better. So that's what I'll do.
All right. Joe, same question to you. How will you work with conflicting ideas among the local government to follow through with your plans to make Hobbs better?
Well, when sitting with people that make decisions, everybody needs to realize, sitting at the table, if you disagree, each side's going to have to give a little. You can't just have it all your way. So you're going to have to be able to have the intuitive to say, you know what, I'll give a little bit just to make this the right thing for the community. And they got to realize they got to give a little, in order for this to work. It can't just be all them or all me. We both sides, whether it's Democrat or Republican, that's the way it should be. Both sides have to give a little to do what's right for the community. And everybody sitting at the table needs to understand that. Because if they don't understand that, they're going to keep fighting and fighting. And right now, that seems like it's happening at the national level. Just come to the table, do what's right for the people. Each side's going to have to give a little, and it's going to work.
And Jonathan, same question. How will you work with conflicting ideas amongst the local government to follow through with your plans to make Hobbs better?
Well, as your next mayor, I will stay true to my values as a person, my values as a man, my values as a Christian. But what I found out a long time ago, that the importance in leadership is being someone who can serve everybody. As I mentioned a while ago, I found out a long time ago, there's some things that every Republican and every Democrat and every independent wants. They want safe roads and irrigation. Kids want their parents to be able to go to work and come home on safe roads. You want safe neighborhoods where you can go hang out on the weekend and go walk to Charlie Brown Park or walk to City Park or go to Del Norte and play and have a good time and come home. People want to be safe. And the third thing is, people want to make sure there's jobs. Every liberal, every conservative I've ever met, they want their kids to have a better life than they had, to have great jobs and great opportunities, great health care and great education. I'm going to work for that. Many years ago, I told you about Carl Mackey. We began to work together and we got good things done. Many years ago, we began working together on the committee with Sam Cobb and I and others, the Maddox Foundation, the Hobbs Schools, the New Mexico Junior College. We put together a partnership that brought the core. And that's why we began that work. We began construction in 2016. Phenomenal thing. One of the greatest event centers of its kind, recreation centers in the Southwest. The Veterans Memorial, we talked about that, how we partnered together on that. But even housing incentives. We did that by working together and listening. When I was knocking on doors back in 2008, I was going out and listening. People began to tell me, they said, we don't have enough housing. It's too expensive. We need something. So we began talking about the issue and we began working together. And I found out a long time ago, that's how we got it, housing incentives. But I found out a long time ago, when you talk enough and communicate enough and find common ground, That's where you move things forward. That's what I did on the city commission. That's what I did on the county commission. I'll do that as mayor.
All right. And I'm going to have one other question. I'm going to have Joe go first. And then we'll get to, you guys all brought a prepared statement to read at the end, and we're going to do that after this question. If not, you can wing it, right? So as we were listening to all of this, I was sitting here thinking every process teaches you something, right? And Joe, I want to start with you, and then we'll go to the rest of you. What has this campaign taught you, either about yourself or about Hobbs?
I think what it's taught me, and Dwayne educated me quite a bit the last time we spoke about how the process runs, and it really surprised me. It gained, I gained a respect for what these guys do as commissioners. And I was first one to, be spouting off without knowing exactly what's going on. So after listening to Dwayne and how the process goes, I gained a respect about, how government works. Not necessarily that it works good, but how it works. And that's just it. All of us want to change because, I think we see the same thing. Government doesn't work that well, but it's just the way the process is. It really surprised me. And a lot of people in the community are going, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? It should be so easy. Dwayne educated me on that, why they don't. So that's really important for people to understand that sometimes, when you ask those questions, it's not so easy to answer.
That's fair. All right. Back to Jonathan. Same question. What has this campaign taught you, either about yourself or about Hobbs?
I think it reminded me, this campaign did, that anything worth doing is worth doing well, and it's worth doing with hard work and passion. This campaign, knocking on doors and calling, putting up signs, and we've all been working on those things. It reminded me that Hobbs has the best people in the world. Now, look, we don't have mountains and rivers. We all know that. All our water comes from the aquifer. That's what it is. But we have the best people anywhere. Yes, we have great Mexican food, and we have great culture here, very diverse culture. But we have the best people anywhere, and no matter where you go. You might go on Elm Street. You can be on Abo. You can be in Westminster over on the east side. You can be out at Zia Crossing or what they call Little Albuquerque. And you'll find incredible people of all cultures that'll invite you in, and they'll welcome you into their home. They'll give you something to drink, give you some water, or Gatorade, or coffee, and they'll feed you. People love people in Hobbs, New Mexico, and that's what it reminded me. And it also reminded me that to get anything done in Hobbs, New Mexico, we have to work together. That's the only way. Many years ago, and of course, I know it's a nonpartisan race, but people are always asking. We're all Republican. We're all conservative. But I remember coming back from a county commission meeting, and someone invited me to Everglades Cemetery. It was a cemetery that was segregated many years ago. They told me about a 6-month-old baby back in the 40s or 50s who was exhumed from the regular cemetery and taken over there. It was a sad place. But we went over there. We started talking. We started working together. And I remember helping out from funds from the county to build a new fence there. So a place that was once a place of sadness and shame became a place of honor. And this campaign reminds me of all the good things that we've ever gotten done. It started with a conversation, and it moved forward by us working together.
Great answer.
And Dwayne, you get to wrap that up.
All right.
What has this campaign taught you about yourself or about Hobbs?
Well, it's taught me not to wear cowboy boots when I'm out knocking doors, because they're not very smart. Your feet get to aching. I never realized there were so many houses in Hobbs, New Mexico. That taught me that. But it's taught me that the importance of working together, as Jonathan stated. Me, Jonathan, and Joe, all three, we're pretty much going to be on the same page with everything. We differ. Actually, I don't even know how we differ. I think we pretty much see things the same way. So it's taught me that we need to work together with the community. We need to work together with other community leaders. We need to partner with the Maddox Foundation and the schools to get things done in Hobbs. That's the way we've got things done, and with the county as well. You know, it's the way we've got things done in the past, the way we still need to move forward and get things done. But I think it's about putting forth the energy, putting forth the hard work, having the courage to do the right thing when we're against negativity, and standing strong on what we believe is true and respectful in Hobbs, New Mexico. I'll always stand on our constitutional rights in Hobbs, and I won't never waver on that. I'll always stand on my faith. I haven't mentioned that tonight. And I love God tremendously, and I don't think I've ever prayed so much as what I've prayed during this campaign. And I honestly pray that whatever God has for me and my family, that his will be done. And I mean, that's not cliche to me. I truly mean it from my heart. I want, whether it's me or Jonathan or Joe, whichever one of us is best fit for this position, I pray that that's God's will, and I mean that. We all have things to bring, and so the things I have, I'll work hard on. So I appreciate the opportunity to come here and visit with you guys tonight and to be with these other gentlemen.
And I'm looking at our time here. I don't have enough to give everybody 2 minutes as a wrap up. Can we all do it in about a minute?
I can do it.
We'll start with Joe.
Okay. I've learned a lot during this campaign. Just to let you know, whoever wins this campaign or this mayor race, Hobbs is going to be stronger because now you got 3 people with all the same ideas and wants to make Hobbs better. Because I think we all agree the same things need to happen here in Hobbs. So no matter who gets elected here, the other 2 are going to support that mayor. I can guarantee that. And it's going to be a much stronger Hobbs because of that.
Jonathan?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the entire team here at W105 for putting this on. You guys are excellent, and you're organized and very professional. So I do appreciate you having us tonight. Look, I know that by now people are tired of politics. I get it. My opponents and I have made our cases and laid out our vision for Hobbs, and now it's your choice on who you want to lead. So after you've voted, let's pray for the new mayor and support him. I think that's important. And if you've just tuned in, I want to close with this. I'm Jonathan Senna, and I'm running for mayor. And I'm asking for your vote in early voting this week or on Tuesday, November 4th, if that's how you choose to vote. I'm asking for your vote because I have the values, the experience, and the results to serve you best. And if you vote for me in that ballot box, you give me the opportunity to serve you as your next mayor, you have my word that I will give you my best, so help me God. Thank you.
Dwayne.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Everybody that's listening, we greatly appreciate all of you. And thank you, Blake and B and all you, everybody that has put this on. You know, it's been, Will, thank you. It's been a pleasure being before you tonight. For me, this campaign isn't about politics or titles. I could care less about being called the mayor, and that's the truth. It's about people. It's about, well, let me say it this way. I'm not a career politician, nor do I ever plan to be. I just want to make Hobbs a better place for us all to live. I'm a veteran, a former Hobbs firefighter, a current business owner for over 30 years. I'm serving as your commissioner who spent serving Hobbs on every angle, private and public. I've seen what works, what doesn't work, and what it takes to move the city forward. The balance between real-world experiences and public service is what makes me ready to lead and what makes me stand out as your next mayor. I'm proud of my record. I helped bring Veterans Memorial Park, Veterans Medical Clinic. I love this city, and I love Hobbs. And I ask you for your vote, and I will work hard for you as your next mayor. I'm out of time, so I better shut up.
You are. But thank you, gentlemen. Kevin, will you?
We appreciate you guys coming out and discussing the issues, and we just encourage people to get out and vote. You know, what matters is that you vote, that you get out and do your constitutional right to vote. So please get out and vote. Me and Blake will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early on being the Breakfast Club. You guys be safe on the road back to Hobbs. And thank Will Rooney for running the cameras over there. It's nice seeing him around. Maybe he'll join us on the morning show tomorrow. Who knows?
That could be nice.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out, and thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow on Being the Breakfast Club.
Thank you very much. Good to see you, Blake. Good to see you, B. Great to see you.